Take your shirt off whenever possible. Always, of course. Take your freaking shirt off. Admire yourself. You're getting jacked. You need to make sure that you're actually feeling that energy through the mirror. Or you're not jacked yet and you're looking at yourself and you're embarrassed. And so it motivates you because you're like, shit, I am fat. Let's go. How to lift weights in less time with more results. That's what we're going to do today. So, buckle up. It's going to be a fun one. And it's going to actually get you jacked, yoked, stoked. Talking to all the ladies. This is exactly what you need to hear. I know that you don't have the body that you want. If you're watching this video, there's more that you can be doing. This is how you do it. Get ready. Let's go. First off, disclaimer, there's a million ways to work out. I'm not claiming to know the one end-all, be-all way that's going to get you jacked and yoked. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and ultimately it's up to you. There's other fitness coaches that are like, do this, and I'm not a fitness coach, so yeah, all that stuff's out of the way. This is going to be one way that you can get jacked, yoked, stoked, all of the above, and this is going to be the way that I've done it, so. First things first, I played sports growing up. I've been athletic my whole entire life. I got it from my mom. I got my intellect from my dad. I got my athleticism from my mom. She was the one in high school that played basketball and softball. And like in basketball, the inbound play would be to her, but all right, we need to pass it to her and she'll take the shot. So that's where I got my athletic genes from. I got the best of both worlds because I got the best parents. And I played sports my whole life growing up. Soccer, basketball, baseball, literally everything. Sports growing up. My grandma bought me golf lessons. Didn't work. I still have a huge handicap on that. But then as I started to get into high school, and I played football in middle school, and I got into high school, and I ran cross country and track and played intramural basketball and soccer, everything like that. Took a weights class in high school, senior year. It's a semester long. I'd never lifted weights before. And right when I hit that class, I wished that I would have, but I hadn't, and I didn't really know how. So I took that class. They laid out some structures, kind of just old school, old style lifting, but it was fantastic, and it opened my eyes as to what's possible. But I still didn't really know how to lift. I kind of did, but kind of didn't. Then when I went to college, my bro Sam actually taught me everything that he knew about lifting. He was ROTC, so he'd been shown the ways of getting jacked and getting big. He taught them to me, and I started actually putting on weight. I was pretty skinny in high school, and I put on 15 pounds of muscle mass in like the first year and a half, just because it's the first muscle mass I've ever had. So it's nice. Now I do a bunch of things besides just lifting. Boxing, I practice with nunchucks sometimes. I do full body alternative movements and exercises as well. Do some kettlebells. So there's a million ways to skin the cat, but I've been lifting, working out my whole life. I was bigger 3 months ago, but taking some time off. Unfortunately, I hate that I have to say that, but we're going to get back into it. That's why I'm making this video, so you can too. Why should you lift weights? I should not even have to make this slide, but I swear some of you need this slide. It's primal. You have to get big. You have to go and you have to hunt with your boys and you have to do hard stuff and come back to the peace. This is just the way that we need to live our lives. You go out, you do the hard, you come back into this peaceful home, and you have to have it inside your body. Your body knows it. Also, don't be a freaking soy boy. No one likes a soy boy with the soy face. Skinny, scrawny, little scrappy, little scrawny dude. Be capable. It's the most important thing in this life. It's physical capability. It's what everything boils down to at the end of the day. You don't pay a parking ticket. What happens? You get more fines. What happens? They take you with physical force to jail. Pay your parking tickets, but you don't want to be a soy boy. You want to be capable if the time comes. So working out also boosts literally everything that's good for you. We all know this. Your metabolism, your mental health, your sleep, your hormones. If someone says that they are in a depressed state or they're sad or anything like that, like anything that's off hormonally, I always ask the first question, have you been working out? All the people that I mentor, have you been working out? Have you gone to the gym today? I promise you that will solve about 40% of your mental problems if you're imbalanced in that way. So Obviously, you want to become a predator. You don't want to be prey. This goes to the soy boy thing. Just put on some lean muscle mass and figure it out, man. Figure it out. You're behind. You can also craft your dream body. Literally, your dream body. You can craft it. Like, whatever you want, you can become that. You just have to put in the work. It's not free. Some people use, injections and drugs to get them there. That's totally fine. Not for or against that. But you can craft your dream body. Everything you see in the pictures, like, everyone can get it. It's not like you're born with, this body and there's nothing you can do. You can't become taller. You can't grow your dick. Well, talk to my boy Sterling Cooper. It's debatable. But you can craft your dream body. You also need a break from the hustle. The hustle and bustle. You're working all day. You're on your laptop. You're making magic internet sky money because you're in lifestyle ascension. And you've talked to me about your Instagram, and you need a break, so you just go out, you take an hour, you come back, you make it happen. Different weightlifting splits. Now, this is for weightlifting. This isn't for kettlebells or any other type of weightlifting. When I first got taught how to lift weights, it was just bro lifting. Bro lifting is just, you go to the gym, just it's kind of social. You go, like, on the weekdays 5 times a week, maybe after work, and you do 3 sets of 10 on each, and you just kind of move the weight around, and it's fun, and it's nice, and then you go and you have some beers, and you go out with your friends after. That's bro lifting, right? Once you get a little bit more serious, or for me, started doing push-pull legs, push-pull legs. So push-pull legs, rest. 6 days a week, I was like, I need to get into this weightlifting stuff. Push is going to be anything that you are pushing away from your body, so that's going to use your chest and your tricep. When you shoot a basketball, you're pushing it. And pull is going to be anything you're pulling to your body. So it's going to be your back and your biceps. When you do bicep curls, you're pulling it to your body. Lat pull down, you're pulling it to your body. And then legs, obviously, is legs. Everyone knows legs. Squats, all that. What I've found to be the most effective is full body workouts. No one wants to do them because they're hard. But I promise you, if you do them, your body will respond better. So if you do 2 or maybe 3, if you're really ambitious, full body workouts per week, that's hitting every single muscle group in one workout. Think about it. If you're doing push-pull legs, you're only hitting everything twice. If you're hitting full body 3 times a week, you get extra rest days, and you hit everything 3 times. So you hit everything 3 times, and you get 4 rest days in the week that you can use to work or do whatever you want. Push-pull legs, you only get 1 rest day, and you're only hitting everything twice. It just makes more sense. Now, some people will be like, I don't have time for that. We'll talk about that later. So, bro lifting, just for getting into it. Push-pull legs, it's a good split, but really, in order to hone in, you want full body. And you got to add a little bit of cardio in. I know the word cardio people hate, but I promise you, if you do 2 sprints, just 2 sprints twice a week, 2 100-meter sprints as fast as you can twice a week, that's going to stimulate your HGH, and you're going to put on way more muscle. It's our natural ability to put on muscle. It's going to help you, I promise you. Fast cardio, not long cardio. So how to actually lift once you're in the gym. This is this is extremely important because it's the difference between bro lifting and getting actual results is how you lift. So there's a couple types of contractions. It's going to be concentric and eccentric. So essentially, concentric is like the hard part. It's fighting against gravity. It's like if you're doing bicep curls, concentric would be on the way up and eccentric would be letting it down. Lat pulls would be pulling it to you, and eccentric would be letting it back up. Bench press would be pushing it away from gravity, away from yourself. Eccentric would be letting it come back. Everyone works really hard on the concentric, but they ignore the eccentric. They just rep them out really fast. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. They let it fall. That's not exactly the most effective way. So the eccentric is more important than you think. You want to let the eccentric have more control than the concentric even. You want to be very stable if you're doing like bench press or bicep curls or anything. The eccentric is important. Again, concentric is like actually lifting the weight or actually pushing or pulling or doing what you need to do, and eccentric is letting it back to letting it go back. So the cadence that I would recommend is going to be 1-4-0. That's the cadence. It's going to be 1 concentric, 4 eccentric with no pause. Someone might have some science in the comments. Actually, the real way to do it, I don't care. This is what I would recommend. This is what I've learned. If I'm wrong, but it's better than not having any kind of a cadence at all. So if you're doing bicep curls, up 1, down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 0 is the rest. So you don't want to rest at either the bottom or the top unless you're specifically trying to do that. So if you're going up, you go 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like a little bit slower than that. But you're not pausing at the bottom. You're not letting your bicep have a rest. And the reason for that is because time under tension. That's what the 0 equals TUT. So the time under tension, the more time under tension you have, the more your muscles are going to fatigue. And fatigue is good in your muscles. So if you don't pause, then you are constantly lifting the weight. If you pause, then you have these little mini rests in between, and it's giving your body a false break. You're not actually doing what you need to be doing by giving them that break. So if you pause at the top, you're like, let me catch my breath. Like, you want to keep going. And I know it sucks because you're like, well, I need to be able to lift the weight. But it's actually not exactly what you think. It's better for you to not be able to lift the weight than it is for you to be able to pause and lift the weight. The number does not matter. I have to beat my reps, or the number does matter, right? But only if you're doing it under time under tension. So what you want to do is you want to hit failure. You want to hit failure. So if you're doing 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, back up, and back down, back up. You're not pausing until you literally can't do it anymore, until you fail, until your muscles give out. And then you don't want to let it down still. You want to give it an extra boost of energy. Try to do it even more. That's absolute failure. And then even one more, when you think you can't do any more at all, you go absolute failure. And when you're giving it every single 100% ounce that you can, then you let it go. Or set it down if you can. So you have that eccentric. That's what you want. You want failure. You want failure. You want to encourage failure. Everyone knows this at this point, but failure means you're breaking down the fibers of your muscles. And then when they grow back bigger and stronger. That's how our body works. Our body is absolutely beautiful. So, what you want to do, again, to review, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, until you fail, and then push even harder, and then push even harder after that until you actually fail. I don't know what the exact statistic is, but when you think that you can't do any more, you're really only like using 40% of your muscles. It's just your brain telling you, hey, this is hard. So tell your brain to shut the fuck up and do more. That's what you need to do. That's how to lift. It's pretty much that easy. And to dive a little deeper into that, there's 2 kinds of exercises. There's more, but the 2 we're going to go over are compound and isolation. So compound is going to be things that use like multiple muscle groups, like bench press. You're using your chest and your triceps, and also like you're using everything. You're using multiple things. And isolation would just be if you're doing like tricep pull down only, right? Or lat pull down would be back and bicep, right? You're doing both. And then isolation would just be a bicep curl. So you want to do the compound movements first when you're working out, because think about it. Like, if you are doing a compound movement that requires both muscles, then it's going to tire both muscles. But if you do bicep curls first and tire out your biceps, then when you go to do the lat pulls, your biceps are going to fatigue before your back does, and you won't be able to work out your back to failure, which means that you won't stimulate growth. I'm going to go back to this. When you hit absolute failure, like you cannot do any more, physically cannot do any more, that's when growth is stimulated. Growth is only stimulated, according to the Mike Mentzer philosophy, on the last 5 reps that you could possibly do. So when you lift the weight and then you just let it down and you're like, yeah, that was pretty hard, but you didn't hit failure, you actually like pretty much aren't doing anything, right? Like you're pretty much not doing anything. You're just kind of going to the gym and doing an activity. You have to go to failure to trigger that muscle growth. And so the only last 5 reps that matter, that you can do, are the ones that matter. So let's say you go to failure and you go to absolute failure, but you don't go to absolute failure. And like you let it go, but then right after you're like, man, I probably could have pushed like a tiny bit harder on that and maybe finished out that last rep. You basically only got 4 out of 5 that you could have done to stimulate your muscle growth. So you didn't, like, it's not going to grow back as big as it could have been. You didn't max it out, So that's what you want to do. Look up Mike Mentzer. His philosophy for lifting is what I kind of base a lot of my stuff around, and I'll tell you why here. It goes on the less time aspect of things. But it's all, I mean, I don't know what's true. There's the Mike Mentzer, there's the Arnold, there's the everything. Everyone has a different way to lift. Arnold spends hours and hours and hours in the gym, or he did. Mike Mentzer's just spent a minimal amount of time just to stimulate the muscle growth and then go from there. So to go a little deeper into that, the Mike Mentzer philosophy is one warm-up set and one real set. That's all that you need on that one muscle group. Because if you're going to failure, once you hit failure, there's no more failure to go. If you've actually gone to true failure, there's no more that you can do. In fact, he argues that it's worse for you if you go more, because then you're creating the hole even deeper, and your muscle has to fill in that hole. Imagine you're digging a hole, right? And you have a certain amount of dirt. If you go deeper, you have to fill in that hole, and you're not going to fill it all the way back to the top because you only have a certain amount of dirt. So that's what he argues. You can read more into that on your own time. I feel like personally in my head, my brain, I can't convince my brain that that's actually enough. So I like to go to failure twice. I do one warm-up set to about maybe 70% of the weight, maybe like 8 reps or 10 or just to 70% failure in my head to warm up so I don't pull anything. And then I do 2 real sets to failure. I don't know what that was, but happy birthday to someone. 365 1 out of 365 chance that you watching this, it's your birthday, so happy birthday. Cool. You want to rest 1 to 2 minutes in between sets. So when I said 2 real sets, that's what you want to do. Like 1 to 2 minutes, just kind of catch your breath and gather yourself. Like, don't give your body enough of a break to where it doesn't, it can't overcome the next set, but also give it a little bit of time to breathe. And then in between exercises, like when you switch from, let's just say you're benching and you switch to squats or whatever you're doing, you can rest however long you like. That's what I like to say. You just do whatever you want, whatever you feel. Obviously, don't sit there for 20 minutes on your phone, but if you need 5 minutes, just whenever you feel like you're ready, okay, I'm ready to do this next one, don't worry about it. All right, maybe that's 5 minutes or less, 3 to 5 minutes, something like that. So, number of reps, I would try to get in the 6 to 8 range reps. Like, move whatever weight that you can move to 6 to 8 reps, and then keep it at that weight until you can move it up to 12. So maybe the next week you can do 9. Maybe the next week you can do 10. Maybe the next week you do 11. Then you go to 12. And then once you're at 12, you can now do pretty much double the reps that you could do on that same weight. So instead of going up, you just move the weight up and go back down to 6 to 8. And then you work your way back up again. That's the number of reps that I would recommend. Some people might say, no, 10 or 9 is the exact number. It doesn't matter. Just go to the gym and just move heavy shit. That's what you want to do. But you need to keep track of your progress. So if you keep it on the same weight, then you can know how you need to improve and how many reps you've done progressing. So if you hone all of this in, you can do a full body workout in 30 minutes. It's not going to happen at first. Maybe it takes you an hour and a half to do a full body workout. Maybe it takes you an hour to do a full body workout. But imagine, like, how many muscle groups: chest, back, tricep, bicep, shoulders, maybe some minor ones like forearm if you want, calves, legs, hamstring, all that good stuff, right? Like, with a 1 to 2 minute break in between sets and a 3 to 5 minute break in between exercises, if you're only hitting one muscle group, like, at a time, you can knock that out in 30 minutes if you actually put your mind to it. And that's the last point is going to be dedicate your mind to a single thought. Incredibly important, because we all have ADD, ADHD, we all have TikTok rot brain, and we can't dedicate our mind to a single thought in between sets. We're scrolling our phones, we're listening to music. Dedicate your mind to a single thought. You are at the gym. Why are you at the gym? To tear your muscles so they can grow back stronger. That is your mission for the next 30 minutes. Eliminate all other distractions. And you can get it done in 30 minutes. Easy. You get it done on your break from work. You can get it done in the morning. You can get it done before, well, I wouldn't go before you go to bed, but you could. Super easy. It's not going to be that quick at first, but you can get it down to 30 minutes if you do all of this correctly. And that's how to lift. That's it. Super easy. You don't have to do the bro lifting. You don't have to do 3 sets of 10 reps and just spend hours at the gym socializing. You go in, you fail your muscles to absolute failure in that same rep, and then you leave. That's what you do. You now triggered muscle growth. And your body is going to rest, which is going to be even more important for that growth as well. So that brings me to tips to get yoked. Corey's yoke tips. That's what we talk about here. The first one on there, going back on the last point, get good sleep. Sleep is going to be just as important, if not more important, than actually going to the gym. That's when your body rests. There's more and more data that's coming out to support that as well. So get good sleep. That's not in here, but you can check out my Optimize Your Energy video. I should do a separate video on how to get perfect sleep as well. But yeah, there's some tips and tricks. You can DM me on Instagram as well. We can get your sleep honed in. All of our sleep's messed up, mostly. We can get into that later, but we're all stimulated with cortisol right before we go to bed. And so hone in your sleep first. Check out my other videos. Track your lifts in an app. So when I'm talking about 6 to 8 and then going up to 12, track that. So you can get a free app. Just look up MyFitnessPal or whatever. And you put it in. You say, okay, this machine, this exercise, this weight, this many reps, this week, this day. Next time you go, you can do it again. Next time you go, you do it again. And you will see the progression, literally in a graph on the app of, oh, wow, 4 weeks ago I could only lift, 20-pound dumbbells for 8 reps. And now I can lift, 25-pound dumbbells for 8 reps. Like that's, you're tracking your progress. It's important. Always end with abs. Never skip it. If you tell yourself you'll never skip it, then the days that you do skip it, you're giving yourself 0% margin for error. And you're setting that expectation. And if something does happen, then great. You're just getting more ab days in. People say abs are made in the kitchen, whatever. Yeah, food's important too, but people use that as an excuse not to actually do abs. Do abs at the end of every single workout. Now, people think abs is this super huge thing. They're like, how am I supposed to do abs every single workout? That's so, I thought you had to give your muscles time to rest. Abs work a little bit differently. You can do abs every day and still grow your abs every single day. And I have a 5-minute ab workout called the Corey Ab Crusher. And that thing is super hard, 5 minutes and 30 seconds only, and then you're done. You don't have to make it a whole big ab workout with sets or reps. It's just 5 minutes, 30 seconds. Then you were done. If you add that to the tail end of every single workout, oh darn, it's 35 minutes instead of 30. You get abs done. You get rock solid washboards, and the ladies love it. So if you're looking for the Corey Ab Crusher, join Lifestyle Ascension for free in the bio, and all that's in there. You can also DM me on Instagram, and we can go from there. So Corey Ab Crusher, 5 minutes, 30 seconds, super easy. Just add abs at the end of your workout. Take your shirt off whenever possible, always, of course. Take your freaking shirt off, admire yourself. You're getting jacked. You need to make sure that you're actually feeling that energy through the mirror. Or you're not jacked yet and you're looking at yourself and you're embarrassed, and so it motivates you because you're like, shit, I am fat. I need to drop this weight, or I need to get big and swole. I need to get swole. I look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, I need more. I need more. Take your shirt off whenever possible. Flex your muscles. Obviously, you can't do that in the middle of the gym most of the time, but if you can, whenever you're outside, get some sun, make it happen. Also, get as many girls' numbers as possible in the gym. I know many people that are like, I don't like the shit where I eat. I don't like to talk to girls in the gym, which is fair. That's super fair. But it's like, just do it. Just ask for her number. Just go. You're in the gym. You're freaking getting jacked, bro. Just ask for her number. If she says, don't be weird. Don't be creepy. Don't be like, ugh. But if she says no, oh, darn, go back to your workout. Don't make it weird. You see her next time, she's going to see your progression. She's going to see you get jacked, and she's going to wish that she said yes. That's just more and more motivation. If you get the number, great. If you get rejected, great. You just got rejected. Why did you get rejected? You're not big enough. For supplements or for stimulants, do not drink energy drinks. They're terrible for you. They're going to mess up your gut. They're going to mess up your life. Energy drinks are terrible. Do not drink them. If you're going to do anything, drink coffee. It's a natural energy drink. Everyone freaking knows this. Check out my coffee video for why you're a nerd if you don't drink coffee. You can also experiment with alpha GPC. It's a nootropic. It's essentially like a little spurt of like Adderall, but it's not a drug. It's not a pharmaceutical. It's just it just is what it is. It's a nootropic. So it's an amino acid. It's just a little buzz for your head to get you going in the gym. You just sprinkle a little bit of it in your water. It's amino acid, and you're good to go. So experiment with that, but coffee would definitely recommend at all points and all times of the day before 3 p.m. There's a reason for that. On the other end of things, yeah, food is important. I'm not saying that it's not. Eat as much clean food as humanly possible. Super important. Chicken, just get it done clean. Don't go and reward yourself with the gym with McDonald's. It just doesn't make sense. Dirty calories are dirty calories. You don't need to waste time trying to get that big. Just do it right the first time. And track your calories in an app. Track your calories. It's the same exact thing as tracking your lips. You're just like, this is how many calories I need, and this is so let's do it. And I literally go through all of this, how to do all this step by step inside of Lifestyle Ascension. So if you want the Corey Ab Crusher, if you want to know how to track your calories, if you want accountability so that people can, support you as you lift, if you want to post your freaking yoked pictures, get in there and join Lifestyle Ascension. Click the link in the description. It's going to take you to a free Discord, and it's just a community where we can all, I hate the word community, so gay. It's a place where men can come and freaking thrive. We can just freaking go. It's free. I'm not looking to make any money from it. There's money-making opportunities in there as well, but right now we're focusing on the gym and getting yoked. You can do kettlebells, you can do full body workouts, but this is how to train in the gym, lifting weights. So, link in the description. This is the info. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up on Instagram. And let's freaking get it. Let's freaking go. Get yoked next time.